Hello and welcome to Canada Movie Guy. With 2022 coming to an end and 2023 about to kick off, I thought there was no better time than now to start this movie channel. I was born in the early 80s, raised in the 90s, and I've always had a passion for movies and TV shows. And so I thought, why not start a movie channel, talk about it, because people are getting sick of me talking to them about it. So why not talk to just everyone out there? With that being said, I'm going to do a top 10 list today of the Blu-rays and 4Ks that I was most happy to add to my collection in the year of 2022. So that's not to say they were released this year, but that's when I added them to my collection. So to kick things off, we're going to start with Spider-Man No Way Home. And this is the 4K Steelbook edition that was released earlier this year. What a great movie. Such a surprise to see all three Spider-Man in one movie. And it was a great way to kick off the year. So very happy to add this one. These are in no particular order, but I'll just count them down for you. Number 9, Leon the Professional. So this one came out in actually 1994, but I just picked up the Steelbook 4K edition this year. So once again, if you've never seen this movie, I always recommend it to people. 1994 had a plethora of good movies, including Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption, and Leon the Professional. So if you ever get a chance to see this one, very good. It's a crime thriller drama type movie. This is the Bourne Complete Collection, so it has all 5 movies released in the Bourne series. The first 3 have always been my favorite, but I always enjoy any of the Bourne movies, really. Always classify this as one of my top action series of all time, and this was also the 4K Steelbook edition of this one, so very happy to add that one. Next up was Titanic, and this was actually the 3D version on Blu-ray. I previously, once again, had the regular Blu-ray edition, but anytime I can upgrade to a 3D or 4K, I always do so. And this one I'd never seen in 3D, so it was kind of interesting to see. And I still have a 3D TV and really enjoy that type of watching. So yeah, I was happy to add that one. And it was very cheap. It was only $1, so I was happy to get that one. Next one up was one I've been trying to track down for many years. This one is Dogma. So once again, this was released in 1998, so not a new movie by any means, but trying to find it on Blu-ray is very tough. Anyone who collects Blu-rays or enjoys having physical media as a hobby knows that this one's hard to track down, and I was lucky enough to get it for $5 this year. So yeah, very happy. And this is a Kevin Smith classic if you haven't seen it, kind of that dark comedy. Another one I was very happy to add this year was the 1957 classic 12 Angry Men. This is a Criterion Classic edition. And once again, if you've never seen this one, I always recommend it. It is a drama, compared to today's standards. It's just 12 guys literally sitting in a room and talking the whole movie. But great dialogue, great acting, and definitely one of the all-time best movies ever made. I guess this would be number 4. Sorry, I forgot to count. Number 4 is Justice League, and this is the Zack Snyder Justice League version, not to be confused with the Joss Whedon version, which was absolutely horrible. So this one, once again, 4K Steelbook Edition collectors, and I was very happy to add this one. I think it's a vast improvement over the original. Obviously, it's long, 4 hours, so you gotta set aside a weekend to watch this, but it's definitely worth it. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Biggest surprise of me for 2022 this year was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Quite an amazing movie, actually. Not what I was expecting at all. Blew me away. It was emotional at times, thrilling, and great story, great characters. And I was so happy to see Ke-Huy Quan come back to acting. He was in The Goonies and also Short Round in Temple of Doom. So some of my classics from the 80s that I love. So I was very happy to see him unretire from acting and come back. Another classic from this year was The Batman. I think catapulted itself into probably the top 10 superhero movies of all time, in my opinion. Love this one. Great take by Matt Reeves on the character, and it was great to see Batman as a detective for once, as opposed to how he's been portrayed in the movies, in the live action ones anyways. Yeah, great acting all around. I love the darkness of the movie, the grittiness of Gotham. Just a very cool movie, and once again, it's the 4K Steelbook edition, so I was happy to snag that one. But of course, number 1, Top Gun Maverick. And once again, 4K Steelbook edition, and I was absolutely blown away. I'd heard so much good things about this one earlier when it was in theaters, and I was actually quite late to the party. just due to family obligations. Couldn't make it to the theater for a long time, but eventually got a chance to see it and was absolutely blown away. So this definitely ranks number one on my most happy to add to the collection this year list. And this is absolutely my number one movie of the year as well. Spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen this one, get on it. And yeah, that's all for this year's top 10 list. I'm going to be doing a few more top 10s later this week, but hope you enjoyed. And if you don't mind, add that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.